So today we're doing the ultimate Moze build, like the one I made for Amara 2 days ago. So this will be kind of like a do-it-all Moze build, the basic gun and all the other stuff. And we also have a lot of items on this build. As you can see, we only have 141 items, well, only. But this is still less than Amara, because Moze is kind of limited to using splash weapons, because of all the other benefits from using splash damage. She has less splash boosts in the tree than Amara, but she gets more benefits. So that's why we're kinda limited to splash weapons. So we have 100 less items on this build. So we pretty much only have splash weapons on this build. So let's get to the guns. For guns, I chose the Herald, Flipper, Plague Bear, Phaser, Prompt Critical, Major Kong, Hellfire, Chaos, and Sandhawk, ASMD, Miscreant, Roshan Thorns, Plumage, Explosion, Anarchy, Contain Blast, Ion Cannon, Rebound, Kipsworth, Scoville, Boomsicle, Mongol, Globetrotter, Yellow Cake, Hornet, Flipper, Guardian Angel, Needle Gun, Tix Boom, Fearmonger, Atlas Replay, Beacon, Recursion, Insider, Moonfire, Storm. Moonfire, I'll explain later why. Ogre, Webslinger, Kick Charger, the Shite Charger, Backburner, Gargoyle, Grease Trap, Free Radical, Plasma Coil, the Midma Coil, Redline, you'll see why. King Skull / Queen Skull, I wanted to say that out. Critical Thug, Hive, Shocker, Plague Bear, Boogeyman, and then for our shields, we're doing an old god in every element except for cryo and radiation, all with AC cooldown anoint, but we have two sets, one with triple vagabond and one with triple absorb, so you can basically change between those. There'll be your main mobbing shields, or you can also do a triple recharge mana well, and that can also be fun, or a double absorb per soldier. And for specific shields for the build, we're doing a Revolter triple absorb with action skill start anoint. That'll be for the red line boss speed kills. And maybe even for certain bosses, because we also have a triple sticky even on this build. But for launchers, whenever you want to do launchers, then you can use a double absorb Infernal Wish, also with action skill cooldown. And then for bosses, with like the full one shots, like the Kick Charger, Iron Cannon / Major Kong, we're doing an O.M with action skill start anoint. Any element doesn't matter. We don't care about the element, we just care about the circle that the O.M gives. And we want the action skill start anoint to spawn the circle on action skill use. For our class mods, we're doing mainly a Minesweeper with +5 Skagden, or a +4 Skagden and +1 redistribution with splash damage radius, splash damage and action skill damage. Splash damage will buff our splash damage, and splash radius will also be beneficial for the build for Hollow Point, Red Explosions, and just our splash in general. And action skill damage will boost the Fire and Skagden and Big Surplus damage, because they get Mayhem Scaling from action skill, because they get action skill Mayhem Scaling times 31. For our boss one-shot class mod, we're doing a Flare with +3 Stainless Steel Bear, because that's the max it can roll, and +2 Cloud of Lead with the same passives, except for heavy weapon damage. That's our third passive for our class mod. And also for other mobbing class mods, you can also do a Blastmaster with +1 redistribution, +1 vampire, and +3 pull the holy pin with the same passives as the Minesweeper. You can use both. If you don't want to do Minesweeper, then you can use the Blastmaster. And then hear me out, for bosses with the red line, since we're not doing some for the road because we're not far enough in Green Tree, I decided to go with a Tank Gal class mod, which is a purple Moze class mod, with +1 some with the road, +4 Stainless Steel Bear, with splash damage and shotgun damage. This is a power play. 500 IQ, I wanted to do also the red line stuff for certain bosses, like proving for true proving grounds bosses, and so since I don't have some for the road spec, I looked at Loot Limit to see if some for the road, like I remember that some for the road can be boosted by a certain purple class mod. I couldn't remember which one. There are actually two class mods, two purple class mods that can buff, that can give a point to some for the road, and that is the Tank Gal and the Commander class mod, I think it's called. Yeah, the Commander has this exact same skill rolls. Oh, wait, hold on, does it? No. Because this one has... The Tank Gal can roll some for the road, Stainless Steel Bear, and Deadline. Or Deadlines. And the Commander can roll with some for the road, Deadlines, and Vampire. So, this one is better because of the points to Stainless Steel Bear. And Stainless Steel Bear also will buff our Skagden and Big Surplus. And splash damage and shotgun damage will be the ideal passives for the red line. For artifacts, for mobbing, for nod launchers, we're doing Company Men. Once again, we have every single Company Man, and the passives are all the same across the board, so mag size fire damage for Skagden and AoE damage, and also the Company Man passives are the same damage, mag size and crit damage. For our fast artifact, for moving around fast, we're doing a Snowdrift Victory Rush with the movement speed and AoE damage. Even though you'll see why we won't really need it if we're careful. And for our launcher artifact, we're doing a Toboggan with heavy damage, movement speed and AoE damage. They'll also be for boss one-shots and for mobbing with launchers. And for bossing with the Triple Sticky, we're doing an Elemental Projectile Victory Rush with grenade damage, AoE, and incendiary damage. We also have some low-level stuff for guns. Inventory is also going to be kind of fuck you because of all the items. We have a low-level Horizon. Oh my god, inventory, work, please. We have a... What the fuck? We have a level 5 Horizon. Any low-level... The level doesn't matter as long as it's not very high to not down you on accident. That's one of our two ways of singularity. If you want to get all mobs in one spot, this singularity is one of the better singularities along with the Quasar. We also have a level 1 Insider. Actually, it can be any low level, doesn't matter, with Corrosive Shock and Fire Shock. Why is the inventory so fucky? I can't even scroll. There we go. And we also have an Incendiary Shock one, just to cover all the most important elements. And we also have a Death Disruption for debuffing for the bosses with the Triple Sticky. Not for boss one-shots with the Flare and Short Fuse, cause it'll ruin the Short Fuse string, the Short Fuse chain. For our grenades, for our mobbing, we're doing a recurring Hex and Radiation with the OGT Anoint. This will be not only to spawn Minesweepers a lot, but it's also to get explosions and also to heal with Russian Offensive. Because that's pretty much the go-to grenade for a Moze, for a basic Moze build for mobbing for survivability. The CMT is old news. People who use the CMT nowadays are stuck in April 2020. So I'm telling you that the Hex is just a straight up a better choice. But the CMT has one upside, actually two, is that it's sometimes better with the Minesweeper, but also it's better for Means of Destruction procs. But in my opinion, the Hex gives funnier Minesweeper, so I still prefer the Hex for Minesweeper over the CMT, aka the Cloning Mending Tracker if you somehow don't know that. But like I said, the Hex is the go-to grenade for Moze builds, for mobbing, for basic Moze builds. And I forgot to mention that most of our weapons will have the after exiting Iron Bear gain 160% splash damage for 18 seconds. Cup dying counts as exiting Iron Bear, so we'll get the Anointed when Cup dies, because we'll be offing Cup on this build for the Big Surplus and the splash damage. But for the weapons that can't roll splash damage, Anoints like the Phasor or the KOs, and we're doing the kill stack anoint. Is that everything? What's other could impact from movement speed? And for our utility grenades, we're doing low level Piss, low level Quasar, and a low level Mesmer, all with OGT. Because that's just the anoint that we have on all of our grenades, even the triple stickies that are explosive, shock and fire. It also has the OGT anoint. Okay, time for the skill tree. Let's start with blue tree, the most important one. 5 points into Skagden, classic, the usual. With 10 points in this at make him 10/11, we get 930% bonus incendiary damage as a bonus element. That will be boosted. That can be boosted by Stainless Steel Bear, and Scorching PMs. So, yeah, very strong. 1 point into Grizzled. That's a leftover point to spec down the tree, and also it will be also kind of helpful for cooldown. But Top Top will take care of that anyway. At this point, it's just here to spec down the skill tree. 3 points into Means of Destruction for a chance to get our ammo back whenever we do splash damage. So for launchers, it'll be really good because we can keep up our ammo. 5 points into Tokras Promotion for increased splash damage and double splash radius. Basically how Tokras Promotion works is that whenever it procs, if it's active for 0.1 seconds, it has a 0.2 second internal cooldown. It might have been the other way around, I don't remember exactly how long. Let's see if I can check that. So it's the other way around. It has a 0.2 second duration and a 0.1 second internal cooldown. So yeah, now you know how Tokras Promotion actually works. For the Minesweeper, you can also do +5 Tokras Promotion, 60% bonus splash damage, or +4 Tokras Promotion +1 distribution. I wanted to go with Skagden for more direct damage. Plus 5 points into Stainless Steel Bear for mainly to buff Skagden and Big Surplus, like I said. But this will also give our Iron Bear and Cobb bonus damage that he can off himself faster. It says Iron Bear, but anything that applies to Iron Bear applies to Iron Cobb. 3 points into Pull the Holy Pin for our grenades to have a chance to crit to chain Minesweepers. So we can get like a massive Minesweeper chain. Imagine if the Minesweeper could roll with points into Pull the Holy Pin. The Blastmaster can, but like, it's not the Minesweeper. 2 points into Vampire. I'm gonna start saying Vampire instead of Vampire, because I know it's pronounced Vampire. But I'm gonna just say Vampire just to piss off people to spread on the skill tree, to get down to the last, to be able to throw grenades and fight for life. So that if we don't have LOS on mob, you can chuck grenades into the sky and the hacks will track onto them and do damage, crit, and spawn Minesweepers, which will lead to the death of the said mob. And Short Fuse, pretty much a standard, a skill that you take on most Moze builds, and also the strongest skill in the franchise. And this will be used for bosses, for boss launchers, the launcher. For Orange Tree, we're doing 5 points to Armored Infantry. For gun damage and damage reduction, we mainly care for points into Phoenix Doctrine. 5 points into Drowning and Brass. This is a good skill. We get up to 60% bonus gun damage and minus 7.5% fire rate. The fire rate decrease is negligible, so we just get a free 60% bonus gun damage buff with this. 5 points into Lot of Ingenuity. We don't really have anything else to spec, because like this is shit. We don't need this. This is actually this will make Cobb harder to off himself, the grenade launcher. Actually, I think that Black Cephalo's Vengeance has one use. Security Bear will actually make harder. Nope. It will make it harder for Cobb to off himself because it gives him 50% bonus damage reduction. I'm not speaking to Red Line because I'm gonna have max HP. We're not doing a Bloodletter on this build. And then full kind of will pass because, you know, if this is shit, so we need to spec something. This is, I guess, somewhat useful. And then 3 points for 3 points to behind the Iron Curtain for increased shoulder charge delay. And shoulder charge delay doesn't matter because we're killing mobs which proc shield reboot. Also just start the recharge delay, or like start recharging our shield. 1 point to desperate measures, leftover point, cause I don't want to spec a dog shit skill, like here or here. I don't want a skill that nerfs my cob for him to off himself, and I don't want a skill that doesn't make anything for the build, cause I'm not doing Bloodler. And then 5 points into Phalanx Doctrine for bonus gun damage and max shields per stack. And since we're doing a Vagabond Old God, we can stack our Vagabond to get huge movement speed. So that's why I said we don't really need this node of the Victory rather than the movement speed and AoE, if you're careful. Because if you're not careful, then you can lose all your Vagabond stacks and lose your movement speed. Yeah. For Green Tree, we're doing 5 points into Cloud of Lead, for occasional free shots and incendiary damage on our shots. We're not doing Dark Arrow, even though it can help in offing Cobb, but I decided to go with 1 point into Scrappy instead, just to have at least 1 point into it. And then 3 points to Stoke the Embers for increased incendiary damage. This actually isn't a bonus element, this will directly boost our incendiary damage, so it's good. And then redistribution, aka Better Forge. We get ammo regen whenever we get a crit, so the hacks will be critting a lot, and we will be proccing the ammo regen and the HP regen. So this will give us ammo upkeep and survivability. Like I swear, this is just Better Forge. Forge is one of the worst capstone of the game. It's just passive ammo regen, and it's the exact same value as redistribution. So like, why even go down Green Tree if you're not doing a Lucky 7 build? Like I mentioned, we're doing 1 point into Scrappy. And then Russian Offensive for Lifesteal and Memory Sprint, so for the Hex, it'll be good. And 5 points into Scorching RPMs for bonus fire rate. Ironbear hardpoint damage, so our gun, the Ironbear gun, and our crit damage, and also to buff our Big Surplus and Skagden. And our final points, finally, for Purple Tree, we're doing only 3 points to Big Surplus. Those are our only points. For bonus fire damage as a bonus element whenever our cob is cooling down. And once again, at 3 points, this is 465% bonus incendiary damage as a bonus element. So this will be massive. And for our action skill, we're doing Iron Cob with grenade launchers and the 5-round burst grenade launcher. Because that'll be the ideal one for offing Cobb. And for our Mechanism modifiers, we're doing Speed Demon, Heal Avenger, Draw Ranger, or Laser Flare, and Postmortem. 18 minutes into the build showcase. Time to do the Guardian Takedown run. Yay, after 18 minutes, so this will be a 40-minute video. Great. And do I have the stuff ready for the Gerald? Yeah. Hold on, where am I? Here we go. So spawn Cobb, start checking hexes, and then start rallying with the Gerald. Cobb's dead, so now we have Big Surplus. And as you can see, we're causing humongous amounts of destruction. We're doing Gonga damage right now. One-shotting everything with the Gerald. True Guardian Takedown, by the way, the hardest endgame content in the game. And I'm one-shotting. So if you really like Moze and are struggling with the damage on Moze, then this is the right build for you. Oh, I fucked up Cobb. So whenever you fuck up Cobb and Cobb doesn't spawn, you can down yourself and start the cooldown. For Big Surplus as well. And it is really helpful. Can I get the corrects like this? I really hate flying enemies. Like everybody does. Because they're pretty much always moving. Oh my god. That's my fault, I shot the thing. And I got crystals again. I did an off-video run before starting the recording. Oh my god. Movement speed. I did an off-video run before starting the recording of this. And I didn't get crystals. It fell down again. Hey, hell, let's get even more movement speed. Let's hold the crater as well. So now we'll do the shock flipper. So we'll switch to the Mulwan Countryman and our shock old god. Oh, I lost the movement speed because I switched shields. Okay. We're at the garden, so we'll start chucking hexes, spawn cob, and start railing with the flipper. I don't really like the minesweeper on the guardian part because the guardians keep running at you, so you can minesweeper yourself on accident. So you need to be really careful. As you can see, you see immune on the diadem, even though we're hitting his head. So like I mentioned in the previous episode, the flipper isn't able to directly damage the diadems, but bonus elements on the flipper can. And as you saw there, we didn't get a hollow point, but we get the normal diadem explosion. I mean, we're not even really taking damage, so like... But in true Malwan takedown, you'll be taking a lot of damage. This is why this takedown is the superior takedown. Because Malwan takedown sucks. Okay, let's prepare a corrosive plague bearer for anathema. And then maybe after this one, we'll also go one-shot a boss of swords with the flare. Maybe Seer, if I have him unlocked. No, I don't have him unlocked. Okay, maybe not. And also switch to the corrosive. Actually, no, let's switch to the ephemeral bush, I forgot. And also the toboggan. Boom, let's get speed demon. So we can do the funny. The funny over here. Noom. Hex, cob, shoot. This should be fine. Yeah, one shot. Actually, hold on, let's do this. Let's prepare a shock Gerald. And switch to a shock plague bear just to not need to change whenever you get to the shock armor bar or shock bar. Let's do this. Oh, did the projectiles get reflected somehow? Gunmaker. We can even shoot now and it'll reach anathema. We can spawn Cobb in the bubble and he'll die from the explosion. Actually, here they died. I have to be careful to not fall off. Because you can do that with the amount of movement that you can get. Oh, okay. I meleeed too early. Oh no, anathema started moving because I fucked up. Where is this raid? Now I have even less space. Not a big difference, but we still have less space. Oh, no! I don't want to jump. Because you don't need to. Hold up, oh. I'm in a good mood today, I don't know. Now we can switch to the Shock Plague Bear. Boom. Whoa, that was a cool slide. Boom. Gonna make her. Sure, even this will be fine. Actually, no, I think it. No, it was perfect. Perfect timing. I didn't fuck up anything. Wow. I did it again. A massive. And this should be the last shot. Boom. Switch back to the Torque Company and switch back to the Shock. Oh god. What do we got? Atom Bomb, White Elephant with max size, AoE and radiation resistance. That's a pretty good White Elephant. Multi-tap, Dictator, Green Monster, Splash damage, Torque Weapon damage, Jacob's Crit damage, 7th Chance, Breath of the Dying, Tsunami, Pattern K3, Septimeter Prime, Julius Dazzle, and Fastball. As always, we'll do the funny, aka we'll do the Necro Box 2 skip. So we'll get a few kills to get Speed Demon, and now we can make use of this movement speed and skip this area. If this area is not required, you can just jump this, if you didn't know that. I wonder if the Gerald can reach that far. It can. Well. Actually, now I don't have any movement speed. Oh, actually, hold on. Now my Phalanx dodge and strikes are decaying. So now we have the movement speed. 1, 3. I didn't even do 2. Wow, I'm great. Can I get kills? No. Oh, no. So the Gerald is on 3. I need to remember that for swap loading. Because I forgot what the R key is. Boom. Imagine if we had an atom bomb on here. There would have been some beautiful explosions. I could also add the double Sporesome on this build. And like, do a funny and like do 10 out of 5 Tokas promotion for increased chance for splash damage, splash radius for that 0.2 seconds. And then also use the splash damage radius pass on the class mod and AoE on the artifact. And just nuke the entire room squared. We can just keep the setup, switch to the Infernal Wish, and accompaniment, toboggan. We're gonna have big surplus ready for Scourge. I think, maybe. Oh, hold on, I fucked up. No. Why is Scourge so fucky? Oh, okay, there it goes. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now can I already switch to the Shark Plague Bearer? We can also directly shoot the Plague Bearer at the diadem and explode them early. You could also get the mini projectiles to hit the diadem's ball. I'm stuck. One, two, no diadems, please. Cool. Boom. No, stop it. Wait, Groundbreaker. I knew it! I should have died him. Where is he? There he is. I could also load the the raid boss mod and go one shot a boss that's like buffed up. Maybe Trant. I buffed him to like a high amount. I don't know if this build in specific. It's not built specifically for the boss to one shot with the flare. So I don't know if it can actually one shot. Maybe somebody else that isn't like very buff. And I mean the short fuse can hit for like 40 quadrillion damage, if not more. Theoretically. Because I'm pretty sure whenever you're in like a 4-player lobby and somebody uses the Desert option for debuff, I'm pretty sure it doesn't ruin your short fuse chain with the one shot. Because it's not you using the damage. I got this exact same spawn as on the previous run. No, no! Come on. Okay. Pretty sure one shock shot would be fine. I missed. That's great. Nyum. How? Was there still projectiles around? Oh, I'm pretty sure. I hope I don't fuck up my fight for life. Okay, I didn't. If you don't know it, then you can get a funny bug with diadems. If you keep getting downed after getting back up by a diadem, you can sometimes fuck up your second wind and not get a second wind when you never get a kill. It happened to me before when I was doing Moze, True Scourge and Amara speedruns a long time ago. Come on. Boom. And should Guardian Takedown done. How long are we into the video? 24 minutes, Pog. Raging Bear, Nighthawkin, Mysterious Artifact, Heat Exchanger, Auto Aim, Mutant, White Elephant, Smog, Starless Burn, oh no, I thought there were two Starless Burns. Yellow Cake, Web Slinger, Spade, Mesmer, Wood Blocker, Meat Shield. Can take it up for a future video. Gold Rush. There's something over here. No. Web Slinger. I'm sure that's it. Hot Drop as well. So as always, I'll upload the save in my Discord, which I'll leave a link to in the channel description. because I can't post links in video descriptions because I lost access to advanced features, because I apparently violated community guidelines. I didn't even know what I did, and I'll be able to verify in August, because I failed 2 attempts. Great system. So like I said, you can check out the build in my Discord. I'll upload the save file there. See you tomorrow with Flak. With Ultimate Flak. We'll do Zane last because Zane is the worst character, like I said before. So see you tomorrow with Ultimate Flak. Bye bye.